Hi, my name is Kate Tyson, and I work for ScanSource in the Supply Chain Operations Division. My title is SWAT, which stands for Strategy, Workflow, Analysis, and Training. So, getting to my current job was not what I expected. When I graduated college as a German major from the University of Maryland, I faced a tough job market, and roles associated with my degree were few and far between. So I took a job at a technology solutions reseller in Baltimore, Maryland. It was an administrative job, and I learned the role and our channel from the ground up, absorbing all the information I could. I then transitioned to Director of Operations at a software manufacturer in Baltimore before moving to Greenville and taking the job at ScanSource. So as far as the schooling and or experience that I had to go through to get my current job, I would say there are three things. First, I leveraged my problem solving and communication skills acquired from high school, college, and real life job experience, including the part-time jobs I had in high school, waiting tables in college, and roles within smaller office environments. Secondly, I had to learn our industry, the channel, or the ecosystem, if you will. I've done this by taking every available training offered to me, partnering with a mentor, as well as studying and reading outside of work. Thirdly, I've had to push myself outside my comfort zone. As a German major, finance and spreadsheets weren't necessarily part of my training. So I've pushed myself to take classes, undertake jobs and projects that push me outside of my comfort zone so I can learn those skills. Additionally, my job requires presenting and delivering messages 50% of the time. So I've joined clubs like Toastmasters, which focuses on not just public speaking, but the organization of thoughts and the delivery of those thoughts. Additionally, I have joined a couple local boards for nonprofits that help me with my leadership skills and push me outside my comfort zone again. Those are the Next High School across the street from Wade Hampton, where I sit on the executive committee and the finance and facilities committee, and also as a board member at the United FC Firm and Soccer Club. So let me tell you a little bit about my job. So as a SWAT, I focus 50% of my time on training. And that's not just delivering the training, but it's developing the content. So I have to have a really good understanding of our systems and our processes and the tools given to us in order to create the content and also teach people how to use it. The rest of the time, I'm focused on finding operational efficiencies. How can we do our job better and faster? Improving workflow and problem solving. So I would say half the time I am training and developing that content, and half the time I am working on operational efficiencies so that ScanSource can work smarter and faster. So an average day can be pretty crazy. Some days I'm training people back to back. I'm running from meeting room to meeting room. Others days I'm attending meetings as part of the projects I'm working on. And some days are kind of quiet where all I'm doing is focusing on content development and the projects that I'm working on. But it changes from day to day. So what I do to help manage that is I look at my calendar the day before, usually also the week before, to kind of plan it and mentally prepare myself. So the best part of my job can be kind of challenging. It can be kind of stressful. It's no different than a lot of roles out there. But what I love about my job and my teammates, ScanSource is full of really great, smart people. I get to train them. I get to help them. I get to share my knowledge and experience with them. But because I get to speak with so many different folks throughout our organization and even worldwide, I get to learn every day. I get to learn about ScanSource. I get to learn to be better at my job, and I absolutely love that. So the hardest part of my job, because 50% of my job is training and helping people learn to grow in their role, a lot of times that takes me away from the other 50% of my job, which is those projects and operational efficiencies. So time management, blocking off time to make sure I have time for my projects and to prepare for delivering training. Sometimes I have to say no to a meeting or ask that it be pushed, or sometimes I just can't answer my teammates' question at that particular time. And because I like to help them, that's hard for me. It's also hard sometimes to get my job done in an 8-hour day, and I'm working really hard to stay focused and to manage my time wisely so I can do that and have time with my family and for myself after work. So, excuse me. What advice would I give you in finding a career you love? Well, first I would suggest that you're nimble, that you're willing to adjust your plans to take advantage of opportunities as they're presented to you. If I had just focused on finding a job using my German major, I never would have found this career, which I love, and I've been doing this at ScanSource for 10 years now, so clearly I like it a lot. Pay attention in class. I know you guys think that learning English and math and social studies and science and all those courses that you're required to take is a waste of time, but it's not. I leverage all of them day to day, even now, later in my career. Okay, and finally, I would suggest that you're always open to learning something new. You should never, ever become complacent about learning. The technology today changes so quickly. So even if the core of your role isn't changing, the technology you are using does, and you are going to need to adapt, and you're going to have to do it quickly. So never, ever, ever miss the opportunity to learn something new. And finally, what advice would I give you going out on an interview? Having been a hiring manager in previous roles, I can tell you that be formal and polite with your communication. Even if the person you're speaking to or interviewing with is very informal, you should not go that route. You should maintain a level of professionalism in your communication, even over email and possibly text. Be prepared. Research the company, the industry, the products they sell, and their customers. Understand what company you are interviewing with. And keep in mind that this interview is as much about you finding out about the company and the role as it is about that company finding out about you. Always bring a copy of your resume and questions to ask your interviewer. Most times your interviewer should have a copy of your resume, but sometimes they don't and they ask you for it, so you always want to be prepared. And also take the time to formulate 3 to 5 questions to ask them, because you will be asked, what questions do you have? So be prepared. And dress for the interview. Even if the company is casual, dress for the interview. And make sure you're not wrinkled. Take the time to make yourself presentable. So what's the job outlook for my profession? Well, it's good. Technology is changing, but the opportunities are strong. And I'm excited for the next 10 years of my career at ScanSource. Thank you for your time. It was really fun talking to you.